All right. Hello, ladies. Welcome to today's live call. You're probably watching this back on record, so I hope you find this useful. So today is going to be about perimenopause and menopause. So, yeah, it's something, if it's not already affecting you, it's going to affect all of us at some point in our lives, some sooner rather than later. And it's really important that every woman kind of knows this stuff that I'm going to run through today, especially when we want to look after our health and especially if you want to feel your best. So, yeah, I'll jump straight in without further ado. So let's look at what actually happens to your body in menopause. So this is just a quick run through of what we're going to go through, and also what's normal versus what's common, how to stay strong, lean, and energized, how to use training, nutrition, sleep, and lifestyle to your advantage. So I just want to let you know here that this phase in our lives, it's not a decline, it's a transition, and we're just moving from one space to another. So I just want you to get clarity, gain confidence around the topic, and give you some practical tools as well, so that we can go into this with confidence. So just a quick one on the female hormone landscape here. The key hormones we have are estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone. So estrogen is seen as the master hormone. It regulates our menstrual cycle, our mood, our energy levels, and metabolism. And it helps us maintain muscle, bone density, and insulin sensitivity as well. Not only that, it supports our brain function and temperature regulation as well. And when estrogen drops, I'll go into this a bit more in another slide, but that's when things happen, like we get mood swings, we do tend to gain fat, especially around the belly. We get hot flashes, joint pain as well, joint aches, and it lowers our energy. Okay, and just touching on progesterone here, it's the calming hormone. It helps us feel relaxed and it regulates our sleep, and it balances the stimulating effect of estrogen. It's really important for mood stabilization. And when progesterone drops, which it does during menopause, we tend to have lighter sleep, more anxiety, we feel wired but tired, and we get irregular cycles. And then we've got testosterone, which is the strength and drive hormone. It supports muscle building, strength, and motivation, which is, obviously men have more of that. Lucky guys. Um, it helps maintain our libido and energy levels, and it's important for recovery from training. And when testosterone drops, we lower our motivation, we reduce strength, and we slow down our recovery. And again, our libido also lowers as well. So just know that these are really natural, these fluctuations that will happen during the menstrual cycle. And it's something that is completely normal. And we just have to, or we don't have to just live with it. We can do things about it to make us feel better. Excuse me. I'm still suffering from a chesty cough, so do excuse me if I cough. So yeah, perimenopause, hormonal fluctuations, as I've just explained. And menopause is when you've had 12 months without a period. So, what is perimenopause? Sorry if I'm already teaching you something you know. There's going to be things in this that you do know already, but some things that you might not realize that you didn't know. So perimenopause, it usually starts around mid-30s to 40s. It lasts 4 to 10 years, and it's really normal for a lot of women to have early menopause. I've actually got a friend who had her menopause come in during her, like, I think she was 27, 26, really young, and she suffered a lot through that time. And and she realized why. And then she kind of got some help with it. So yeah, it can happen. You get hormones that swing up and down. It's not always in a straight decline. Symptoms can be inconsistent, and you may feel normal some days and like what is happening on other days as well. Just know that the unpredictability of it is completely normal again. It's not a personal failure or anything like that. It's, yeah, all women go through it, and a lot of women don't talk about it. So we don't really know what's normal a lot of the time. These are common perimenopause symptoms. So you can have a look at the chart there on the right and have a look at a few of those. But the common ones are irregular cycles, sleep disruption, anxiety or mood swings, weight gain around the middle. That's a lot of women have that concern. Hot flashes, night sweats, reduced recovery from training, and brain fog, poor concentration. So yeah, not very nice stuff, but again, it's something we can learn to improve. So again, just defining menopause a little bit more. As I said, it's where we had a 12 consecutive months without a period. The average age of it is 51 when it's actually happened. And post-menopause symptoms may ease, but low estrogen does remain. And long-term things to consider are bone density, muscle loss, and heart health. So, yeah, just want to highlight here the long-term focus on health and how important that really is, especially for our bones and our muscles as well once we hit menopause. Okay, so why estrogen matters. I've already touched on this earlier, but it does regulate our metabolism and our appetite. It helps build and maintain muscle, influences insulin sensitivity, which is a big one. It supports bones, joints, and recovery. And when it's low, it is easier, unfortunately, to gain fat, and it's harder to gain muscle, and our energy is generally lower. So yeah, fat loss can be harder, but it's definitely not impossible. We can really, empower ourselves and actually really elevate our fitness and our health just by doing the things that we're going to do. So next up, the main thing that we can do is strength training, and you ladies are all doing it anyway, so that's a massive win already. Because strength training protects against muscle loss. It increases our metabolism, it improves our insulin sensitivity, it strengthens our bones, and it improves our confidence and body composition, which is what we all want. So, this is clearly the most powerful tool you have, okay, in this phase of your life. Strength training. That's why so many people bang on about strength training. It really is going to be the best thing, number one thing you can do. So yeah, you're all doing the right thing, and yeah, you're helping yourself now with what's to come if you're yet to go on the menopause, and if you're going through it already, then you're helping yourself there too. Just a note on cardio. It's great. It supports our heart health. It helps manage our stress, improve sleep and energy. I'd say the best types are like brisk walking, intervals, and steady state cardio. So nothing too crazy, because too much of it with low calories amount to more stress and worse symptoms. And a lot of women do only cardio, and they don't reap the benefits of strength training, and it doesn't help hormonally. So yeah, I just want to emphasize, it's not, I'm not telling you not to do it. Running is amazing for you. Like I say, it supports your heart health and helps manage stress, and all the rest of it. So if it's something you really enjoy doing and you've got a love for it, then absolutely go on your runs and do it. If it's something that you feel like you have to do, then don't feel like you have to do it. Like I say, brisk walking is absolutely fine. And there's so many other options as well, cycling, rowing, swimming, the list goes on really. So it's all about what you prefer. And excessive cardio, like I said, does worsen your fatigue and your cravings as well. So just be aware of that if you are someone that does a lot of running. Again, nothing wrong with it. You do what works for you. Okay, so let's look at why belly fat increases. I hear this question a lot. So during menopause, perimenopause, the decrease of estrogen shifts our fat storage from our hips and our thighs to our abdomen. So it's literally just a shift. And the higher cortisol levels from stress um, equate to central fat gain as well. So cortisol always helps store fat around your midsection as well, your abdomen. Poor sleep worsens cravings and it increases our hunger hormones. So we're going to be less inclined to want to eat less and more inclined to want to eat foods that we crave. Lower muscle mass equals a lower metabolism in general. So that's why we want to increase our muscle mass through strength training. And our blood sugar becomes more sensitive. So it's much easier to gain fat there. So this is all biological. So you're not failing if this is happening. It's completely normal again. Um, and the hormonal shifts sadly do create more weight around your midsection. But again, I just want to reinforce that doing things like strength training, eating enough protein, sleeping properly, getting enough sleep, and managing your stress directly reverses these mechanisms. So that is a massive plus and a massive win. And knowledge is power. So once we know this, we know what to do. Okay, so this is just a little reality check. So you can lose fat during perimenopause. Your metabolism still works absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But stress, sleep, and hormones make it harder to stay consistent. That's all it is. The solution is smarter, not harder. So we don't want extreme diets. That's not going to help. No fasting, no detoxes. These are just going to make things worse, and and it's going to drive us crazy as well. Who enjoys that stuff? You may have done these things before and benefited, and there's nothing wrong with giving these a go, but they're not sustainable, is what I'm saying. So yeah, we want to break this myth that fat loss cannot be achieved through perimenopause. And consistency is more important than any intensity. Okay, so that's all we want. We want to keep it nice and balanced. Okay, so let's talk about nutrition. So with nutrition, you want to aim for 1.6 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight. And you're all on a protein target for a reason. And the reason isn't just to gain muscle. Well, that is one of the main reasons actually. But it's also just to support everything else that we've spoken about. The protein will boost your metabolism, it repairs your muscles, and it keeps you full. Number two, have enough fiber and whole foods, so these support your digestion and your blood sugar, and have smart carbs. So focus the majority of your carbs on slow burning carbs for stable energy. I will say though, after a workout, it's good to have faster absorbing carbs. So that if you're going to have those kind of carbs, it's better to have them after a workout when your muscles need the glycogen, the quick access to the glycogen in order to let the protein in, open up the muscle and get the protein and carbs in to help build that muscle quicker and more efficiently as well. And then we've got the healthy fats, which are great for hormonal support, our health, and brain function and our satiety levels as well. So they're going to help keep us full. And then obviously keep hydrated. There are a couple of you that struggle with water, so really, really, really do try your best to keep hydration up, okay, especially with hot flashes. And our energy can worsen as well when we're dehydrated, and also when we're dehydrated, we tend to feel more hungry or we'll have more cravings. So drink your water. Okay, and you want to make these non-negotiables as well every day. Have a great variety of different foods, and you'll be really ahead of the game here if you went through these five every day. Okay. Eating for energy and hormone balance. So what we've just touched on is already five things that you should definitely do. So again, anchor your meals, so protein, fiber, carbs, and fat. Don't rely on caffeine and sugar bombs to get you through the day. We do not go to that for our energy. Obviously, it's fine to have it, but try not to have too much caffeine, especially, and sugar. Reduce alcohol. It does worsen our sleep, it increases our hot flashes as well, and it raises stress hormones. Funnily enough, I get flushed cheeks whenever I drink alcohol. I've just got this condition where it just, my skin's quite sensitive to alcohol. So I can imagine how it would increase your hot flashes if you were to drink it, because it is linked to kind of heating up your skin. And it never, my face feels like a radiator sometimes, especially after some red wine. So yeah, it's quite an interesting link there. And so moving on to my last point, reduce ultra processed foods because they do spike our blood sugar and our cravings. Okay. So I just want to reassure you this isn't about being really strict and restricting yourself. It's just about trying to lessen these things as much as you can within your control, and some find a balance that you're happy with, that makes you feel good. Okay, because we are all different. Some of us can stomach these things a bit more than others, but the bread and butter of it is really you want to reduce these down as much as you can. Okay, so let's take a look at sleep next. Why is it harder to sleep during your perimenopause? It's generally because our low progesterone just equates to a lighter sleep, and the hot flashes interrupt our deep sleep. And then we've got stress and cortisol, which is more reactive during our sleep. And it just makes it harder for us to sleep. So, good solutions here are to keep the room dark and cold, or cool at least, rather than having a really hot room to sleep in. Have a good bedtime routine. So, ideally, if you kind of switch everything off an hour before you want to get to bed, and then brush your teeth, put your PJs on, um, just relax, read, or do your meditation, or listen to a podcast or audiobook. That's always nice. Everyone's got their own preferences, so you can journal as well, whatever you prefer. Limit screen time to 60 minutes before bed. This one can be quite difficult, there's a lot of people out there who watch Netflix until bedtime, literally. So it's a habit that you have to kind of work on, but it will definitely help with quality of sleep. Magnesium is a great supplement for sleep, and herbal teas as well. And then you obviously want to reduce alcohol and late heavy metals as well. So eating foods that contain heavy metals. Okay, so if you can really knuckle down on your sleep, this will solve about 50% of your struggles, because bad sleep makes for repercussions the next day in different ways, and it does show up in different ways. So yeah, let's all focus on better sleep, because we'll definitely be happier and healthier for it. And then let's look at stress management. We definitely do get higher stress levels due to high cortisol during well, perimenopause and menopause. And that equals harder fat loss and worse symptoms. Overjoys. So, what we can do here, tools to manage stress. Walk outside, get some sunlight, that's really important, or at least daylight if the sun's not shining. Do some breath work, and it doesn't have to be long. You can do 2 to 5 minutes per day, or just in a moment where you're feeling extra stressed, take the time to find a quiet space, close your eyes, and just breathe. Focus on your breath. Obviously, strength training is an amazing one for stress management, and I'm sure you've all found this as well with your programs. Having boundaries with your time, saying no to things that you say no when you really want to say no, and don't feel like you have to say yes to everything, and just have boundaries with people as well if you feel like you need to, and just prioritize yourself. And also reducing overcommitment. So again, saying no when you want to say no, don't always say yes. And just schedule your time better if that's something you need to do. Okay. Because busy women often ignore stress until they're really burnt out. So if that's you, then do look at these things and don't ignore them, because you really don't want to get to the point of feeling burnt out and then you just pack everything in and you feel like you don't have time for anything. And then that's going to show up as anxiety and just high stress, and that's no fun. So, these little, small, consistent habits are going to be what work best, and have occasional resets for yourself as well. And that's how you can manage stress. Okay, so if you still have a cycle, then just a bit of awareness here. Your follicular stage, so just after your period, and that's when you tend to have higher energy, and well, women tend to train harder. They just feel better in themselves. So you can use it to your advantage by knowing this cycle. Your luteal phase just before your period, that's where more cravings come in and you've got lower energy. And that's where kind of, your boobs might feel a bit tender, and you just feel a bit more emotional. You tend to want chocolate or whatever it is you crave. I'd say this is also a great time to train because it's going to help you manage your mood and your energy levels. So don't look at this and think, oh, I'm in my luteal phase, before my period, so I've got less energy, so I'm not going to train. Like, don't let that be a reason not to. And so during your perimenopause, this varies. So you're going to notice your energy levels might be a bit different, but noticing these patterns will help you to train smarter. So I just want to encourage tracking at this point if you feel like perimenopause is upon you or you're in it. Just track your energy, your cravings, and your recovery here. And your training intensity can shift, and you shouldn't feel guilty if even if you try and go for a session and you don't really feel like you're getting anywhere, like at least you're trying, and don't feel guilty if you do feel really low on energy and you do want to skip a workout. Just get back on it when your energy's better. So I know I've given you two messages there, but I'd say if you've got the energy, then just do it. If not, then go on a walk and get some steps in, get some air as well. That will help. Okay, so supplements that may help. Um, I've spoken before about hormone supplements and how they are mostly a marketing ploy. So supplements that can help with your perimenopause here, they may help, is my main message here, because really what the main thing is, as long as you're doing all the foundational things that I've just spoken about, like sleep, stress management, getting the right foods and nutrients in, and working out by strength training, then you can look at these things. So vitamin D3 and K2, omega-3, magnesium glycinate. I'd say magnesium glycinate is a good one, especially if you do struggle with your sleep. I'd say start taking that straight away if you need help with your sleep. Creatine is a great one. It really is the most researched um, supplement out there in the health and fitness industry, and a lot of women are on it and they've felt a massive difference. It helps with getting our energy levels up, it helps to support our brain and our strength and also our memory as well. So there's a lot of benefits to creatine, and you can get it in its pure form, and you can add it to, any smoothie or drink, and you can get tasteless creatine, which is very good. So yeah, that's a great one. Protein powder as well, obviously to get your protein up. I know quite a few of you are taking protein powder, and I use it myself because it's quite hard to get enough protein in without it. So it's a great tool there to use. Okay, so these are the supplements. Okay, just a brief overview on HRT. A lot of women do go on it when they hit perimenopause, but this is what it does. As an overview, quick one. It helps replace our declining hormones. It can improve sleep, joint pain, mood, hot flashes, and brain fog, and it helps maintain bone and heart health, but it's not for everyone. So please speak to a GP or menopause specialist, if you are considering it or just thinking about it. Yeah, and do what you feel is best for you. Obviously, I'm not a qualified medical professional, so um, but I know women that have had seen a lot of benefits or felt the benefits from HRT, but also women that don't need it or don't feel they need it. So it's really down to you. Okay, so let's talk about the mindset you need whilst in your menopause or end perimenopause. Okay, so your body is not shutting down on you. It's just shifting. Okay, it's nothing to be scared of. You're not losing your identity. You're upgrading, and you're just moving into a different part of your life as well. This is helping you. We all need it, and it's a completely natural thing. We don't need to train harder. We just need to train more intelligently, and we need to not focus on being perfect. We just need to focus on being consistent and look at the long term rather than quick fixes as well. So I just want to make sure everyone knows that this is all good. Again, completely normal. And rather than battling with our bodies, we want to work with our bodies instead and do the things that we know is actually going to help us. Okay, so let's look at focus. Okay, so let's focus on 2 to 4 strength training sessions per week, which you're all doing. 6 to 10,000 steps per day. Protein at every meal if possible. Oh, I say if possible, really, really do try your best to get that in. That's really going to make a difference. 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Plan your meals and snacks in advance. Again, if you're really busy, this is even more important. Organization is going to be key. And manage your stress daily. So have this as your weekly checklist. And I want to encourage, you to all have top 2 habits to focus on this list, and make sure you hit at least 2 of these habits every single day. I'd say protein, sleep is really important. I mean, they're all important, but to hit every day, protein and sleep would be the top 2, I would say, as well as getting some steps in. And I'm managing stress. Oh, just all of it, all of it pretty much. So yeah, do your best because not every day is going to be perfect because life happens. So that's my main message. Just try your very best with it. Okay, so red flags to watch out for. So please do seek professional advice, go to a GP, and just get some support if any of these happens. If you've got severe mood changes, if you have pain during sex, or you have severe dryness, sudden intense anxiety, or if you get no periods for 12 months, or if you've had unexplained weight loss or weight gain as well. So all of this stuff, go and seek some advice and, don't be scared of doing it either. And then I just want to finally go over some takeaways. So again, perimenopause is absolutely super normal. You can feel strong, confident, toned, and energized during this time. Strength training and smart nutrition will be your foundation, and lifestyle, sleep, and stress habits have a massive, massive impact as well. So it's really quite simple, really. It's the basics, going back to basics, and I just wanna, I just want you all really to realize how important these basics are, in just supporting us, in our everyday menopausal and perimenopausal journey. So yeah, all good fun, but everything we can is within our control. And also just know that, our group and myself as well, it's all a safe space for you. So if ever you need a chat, or if you have concerns, do feel free to message me privately, or if you want to share anything, share it in the group as well. That's what we're all here for. We're all here to support one another. We're all on a similar journey. We're all going to be going through this if we're not already at some point, at some point in our lives. So, yeah, they're all going to experience it, and we can always learn from one another. So I hope you found this helpful. Um, there isn't anyone on the call, so there won't be a Q&A, but if you do have any questions, please absolutely get in contact with me. Just send me a message and ask away. But yeah, we've got this. I hope you found this useful. And that's it. I'll speak to you ladies soon. Bye.